discuss your Unit 2 assignment, Analysis and Evaluation. We will learn about many of these words and expectations and requirements in the coming few weeks. So if there is anything that you don't understand very much right now, you will understand as we move through weeks 6 and 7 and 8 materials. So don't worry much if there is anything that you don't really get right now. So analysis and evaluation, the final draft is due on October 18th. So we almost have a month to work on this assignment. Now, the description. The focus for this unit is AUM campus, as I said in the overview of Unit 2. You will choose one object or item from our campus to analyze. You may choose a building or a part of a building, or a web page of a department or program, an open space other than the parking lots. No parking lots, please. A document. You can choose a flyer, a brochure, information sheet as the subject of your analysis and evaluation. Let me give you some examples from what students did in previous semesters. So I remember one student chose a part of the wellness center, not the entire wellness center. They just chose one section of the wellness center and analyzed it. I remember one student analyzed the dining hall, the layout and the flow of movement in the dining hall. Another student chose one of the buildings, I think it was Goodwin Hall if I remember rightly, and analyzed the colors and the layout and the signs in the building. Another student chose the quad. So you have so many options. It can be an open space. It can be part of a building. Don't go big. Don't choose like, okay, I'll analyze Taylor Center. This is too big. Just choose maybe like the student part of Taylor Center where students lounge, the area around Starbucks and things like that. So as you move around campus, see what area draws your attention and that you'd like to make it the focus of your assignment. Depending on the object you select to analyze, you will choose a combination of the following approaches. And these will be the focus of our discussion in week 7. So don't worry much if you still, week 6 and 7. So if you don't understand all the terminology right now. Rhetorical devices or rhetorical appeals as I described them on the syllabus, ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos. And we'll know what these mean and how to find examples of them to analyze. And then visual rhetoric, the design, colors, shape, and function. And we'll put these two together in our analysis. Select an authentic audience that will be interested in reading your analysis. So who you think you would like to talk to about this? Do you want to talk to campus facilities about the signs, that the signs are not really working or they are lacking? Do you want to talk to your department chair about how the department website is not really working? Do you want to talk to incoming students and describe an area for them like the Wellness Center or Taylor Center or the Quad? So you think about who will be your audience. And I think we discussed audience very thoroughly in Unit 1. After you complete a thorough and rigorous analysis of the object, and this will be completed in 2 discussions as I will explain in a minute, you will form a logical evaluation of it. How do you evaluate that? Your evaluation will vary depending on the nature of the object. So for example, you can evaluate its usefulness, the match between its design and intended function or purpose, effectiveness, accessibility in terms of the building or website, and we'll talk about that next week, or any other suitable point. How do you evaluate that? After that, you'll craft a thesis statement with your evaluation and purpose of writing this paper. Choose target audience, write your essay toward convincing the audience with your evaluation. So this is your ultimate goal of this paper. Choose the appropriate format for your analysis and evaluation. It can be letter to the editor or somebody else. You want to send a letter to somebody telling them about your evaluation of that item or object. Opinion essay, this is my opinion, this is my evaluation. Review essay, or another format you think is suitable for this assignment. Be creative, and if you have a different idea from these, don't be afraid of approaching me and say, hey, Dr. Mina, this is what I'm thinking I'd like to do in this paper. Do you think this is going to work? And I can tell you whether this is going to work, or discuss it until we hone it in together and you'll be good to go. Write your analysis and evaluation, supporting it with examples and visuals. Since we're doing visual analysis here, I'd love to see pictures and images and visuals supporting your analysis. Now, these are the expectations and requirements. Creative title, introduction in which you introduce the object of your analysis, strong, concise, and clear thesis statement, and that's why we'll have a thesis statement workshop on Slack in week 7. Thorough and deep analysis of the object you chose, supported by examples. You can organize your paper the way you see fit. You may want to emulate the organization of one of our class readings. That's possible. You want to choose something that's totally different. That's still possible. Whatever you decide, I'm here to support you and help you achieve that. And then, of course, proofreading and editing for the final draft. And this is the expected length between 850 words to 1,000 words. Now, this is the timeline. Next week, we'll have our first discussion post, what to analyze. What's the object that you have chosen for your analysis? And then we'll discuss the rhetorical situation, purpose, audience, message, medium. You already know that by now. And then first draft on Sunday the 4th at night. We'll do peer review as we did it the first time on Google Drive, but we'll have different groups this time. And then final draft will be due on the 18th along with your revision notes. So this time it's not going to be, this is what I'm going to do in my revision. This time is going to be in retrospect. So you will attach 1-page revision notes with your final draft telling me what you have revised in your from the first draft to the final draft based on the peer review and my feedback. So student-teacher conferences will take place on Zoom, and once you sign up, I'll send out the link for Zoom. First drafts are mandatory. As I always say, if you don't have a first draft, I won't accept the final draft. I expect to see substantial revision happening in your final draft based on my feedback and your peer reviews comments. These revisions will be explained in revision notes attached with your final draft. And that's why I'm flipping the coin here. Last time, you told me what you plan to do in revising your paper. This time, you will tell me what you have revised and why you have revised that. In this way, you're not allowed to change the topic of your paper after you complete the rhetorical situation discussion post. So while here you can, after you post what to analyze and you realize that that may not have been a good choice, you can change the object of your analysis in the rhetorical situation post, but past this point, you cannot change your topic, because this will mean that you haven't planned, you haven't brainstormed, you haven't written your thesis on that topic, and then everything will be loose and you'll have a very loose and weak and poor paper. And then any sign of plagiarism, of course, mean that you will fail this assignment. Check my plagiarism policy in the syllabus. And at the end here, this is a grading rubric. I'm not going to talk much about it right now. I'll be talking more about it when we start the revision process. Okay, so this is an overview of the assignment, the timeline, the expectations, and keep everything here in mind as we navigate our way through week 6 and week 7 and week 8 work, because you will find lots of reference to the assignment. And at the same time, every time we learn about one thing in the readings we'll be doing, the videos we'll be watching, it will make you understand the assignment much better. Okay, so This is it for this weekend. Starting Monday, I'll be posting everything about the things we'll be reading, the videos we'll be watching, and the work we'll be doing on Slack. I'll see you all next week.